Okay, I have already shared the materials of arrays. You can simply go through them. Okay, I have also given we have practiced few programs on arrays. I think that will be enough for your this semester. Okay, for your syllabus from arrays. And there are one or two more topics in arrays that I'll cover once the syllabus is over. Okay, today we'll start with structure. So see what is a structure. So before understanding what a structure is, you should again try to we will again go back to arrays, okay, for a better understanding. So what is an array? What was an array? What is array all about? So whenever you want to store a list of elements in continuous memory location, provided all the elements are of the same type, that means homogeneous elements, okay. So whenever you want to store homogeneous elements, okay, in continuous memory locations, we make use of arrays. Okay, so array is not only storing list of elements, it is not only a list of elements, but when you are storing a list of elements in continuous memory locations, and two conditions are there. One is you are storing the elements in continuous memory locations and the elements are of the same type, that is the data type will be same. So if one element is of integer type, it is compulsory that all elements have to be of integer type, because we declare an array only once. Yes or no? We declare an array only once, like this, say int a 10. So this is the array, right? So what does this mean? That A is the name of the array. It will consist of a maximum of 10 elements. So 10 is the size. How many elements will it contain? 10 is the size of the, okay, or number of elements that this array A will contain, and each element will be of type int. Okay, so this is the condition for an array. Now in case, suppose now you want to store marks obtained by 10 students. Okay, you want to store the marks obtained by 10 students in your class. Okay, so since I'm talking about marks, so marks has to be only one type of data. Either it can be integer type, or it can be data, sorry, float type, decimal type. Yes, so when you are talking about marks, so marks can be either integer type or float type. So basically, you will be storing the same type of data. So if you are to store only marks obtained by 10 students in your class, then definitely you are using an array, marks, right? Your array will be marks, and there you will be storing the marks obtained by 10 students in your class. So you will be storing 10 marks, right? 10 marks in the array A. Okay, and all those marks will be of same data type. Either they will be of integer type or they will be of float type. Now, suppose I ask you to store a record of a student. For example, suppose I ask you to store the record of roll number one. Record in the sense some information of roll number one. Information like personal information. Say I would want you all to store the roll number, name, then say batch, age, phone number, gender, address. Okay, so these are different types of data, and I want you to store these data together. Okay, then what type of data structure are you going to use? In such cases, you cannot make use of an array, because as I said, array is used to store same type of data. Data type has to be same. Okay, so if you are to store only marks, that can be possible. That is possible with an array. If you are to store only, say, the ages, okay, if you are to store only ages of the students, the age of students, okay, say I have asked you to store the age of 50 students in the class, that is possible because age will be integer. Or you can also take it to be float type if you want to consider the months also. Say someone is 20 years, so 20.5, okay, 20.5 means 20 years 5 months. So in that case you have to take float. So however you consider it, it is up to you. But if you are to store one type of data, then you have to take array. But if you are to store a record means different types of data. Okay, when I say record consists of different types of data. If I say a student record, so in general student record will be the student roll number, student name, student age, student phone number, okay, the student marks. Then, for example, anything, any information related to a student, say parents information, okay. So I'm asking you to maintain a record of a particular student. So in such case, if you see roll number, name, age, gender, all these are different types of data, all these are different information. So if you are to store different information, different types of data, or in short, if you are to maintain a record, okay, then the type of data structure that we will be using is a structure. Okay, it is a structure. So it's already given here. Array allows us to define types of variables that can hold several data items of the same kind. One similarity between the two is we can store several information, several items. Even in array, we can store several items. Even in structure, we can store several items. But in array, the items has to be of the same type. In structure, the items can be of different type. They can be of the same type. They can be of the different types. Okay. Similarly, structure is another user-defined data type available in C that allows to combine data items of different kinds. Structures are used to represent a record. So this you have to remember. Okay. Structures are used to represent record. Okay. So when I say record, a record consists of different fields. Fields means, when I say fields means different types of data. Okay. So structure consists of different fields or different types of data, or attributes, you can say attributes. You can use these names interchangeably. You can use attributes, you can use fields, you can use data types. Okay, you can use these names interchangeably. Suppose you want to keep track of your books in a library. Again, this is another scenario where you will be needing structure. You want to store you want to keep track of all the books in a library. So talking about one particular book, a book will have a title, a book will have an author, okay, the subject and the book ID. So if you see, these are all different types of information, different types of information. Data types will be different, okay. Title, author, subject, book ID, all these are different types of information, different types of data. Now if you are to store all these together, you cannot make use of an array because they yeah, they represent different information. So in such cases, we will make use of a structure. Okay, is it clear till here, the difference between structure and an array?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we will look at how we can define a structure. You see, to define a structure, you must use the struct statement. So this is the syntax for defining a structure. Okay, this is the uh, syntax. So first, it is important that you use the struct keyword. This is a keyword, okay? And you know keywords cannot be used as variable names. This is a keyword, okay? All in small letters, okay? Lowercase letters, struct, followed by tag name or structure tag. That means the name of your structure, okay? Tag means nothing but the name of your structure. Okay, so for example, in this case, since I'm talking about books here, so I might name my structure as book, struct book. Okay, or if I'm storing information of a particular student, then in such case, I might name my tag, I might name my structure as student. Okay, so in that case, my tag will be student. If I'm talking about bookkeeping, then I might name it as a book. Then it will be struct book. Okay, so struct tag name, then in you see the curly brace bracket opens, then inside which we have some members. Okay, now what are these members? These are the elements that I'm talking about. Okay, these are the elements. So these all these elements, title, author, subject, book ID, all these we will not call as variables, or we will not call them as simple elements. We will call them as members in a function, sorry, structure. Okay, we will refer to them as members. Is that clear? So member definition means here we will declare the members. Okay, say for example, here I already have given the, see here I already have given the declaration. This is for books. Okay, so here tag name has been given as books. Okay, then what we have here first is, so here inside the curly braces we will define our members. Members means all the fields or attributes that your structure will contain. Okay, so since we are talking about books here, so we already have it title. Okay, so this is the title of the book. So title, if you say, so what is the title? It will be name, right? It will be some characters, it will be string of characters. And how do we represent string of characters? So whenever you are see, what is a string actually? An array of characters is called a string. Okay, an array of characters. So you have used array of integers or array of other numbers, right? Float numbers or array of integers. So that we call array. But whenever you are storing characters in an array, that we call the string. Okay, so all these are strings. Here we will store characters because title will be some characters. Author is the name of the author. Subject will be the name of the subject. So here we will be storing characters. Okay, so whenever you are storing characters in an array, that we call the string. And this is how, so you declare it in the same fashion as you do in case of a simple array, right? Title 50 means how many characters will your title contain? Maximum of 50 characters. Or how many characters will the author name contain? A maximum of 50 characters. Okay, so suppose Rabindranath Tagore, you want to store the name as Rabindranath Tagore. So there Rabindranath Tagore. So it consists of so many characters and we have to store all the characters together. That is why we will be using array. And whenever we are storing characters in an array, we call them as string. Okay, so declaration is the same. Okay, author 50, that means max size is 50. Okay, so maximum you can store up to 50 characters inside the array. Okay, and what type of the array is it? It is character type because we don't have any data type called string. Okay, we don't have any primitive data type called string. We will use character only, char. So for a single character also we use this data type. For string of characters also we use character data type. Okay, so the data type remains the same. It depends on whether you are using a single character or an array of characters. So when it is an array of characters, it becomes a string. Okay, so here what are we doing is we are defining the members, we are declaring the members here. So in case of books, what are the members we have? We have title, author, subject and book ID. Okay, so title, author, subject, these are all names, and names has to be strings. Okay, so they have been declared as strings here. Then book id can also be represented as string. Okay, or it can also be represented as integer number. It's up to you. Here we have represented book id as int. Okay, because it's an id, so it's, they have simply represented it as int. Okay, so if you can see inside this structure books, what do you see? We have different types of data. We have string type of data also, and we have integer type of data also, which otherwise in case of arrays is not possible, right? Because in array we store only one type of data, but here we can store different types of data. So heterogeneous data structure. Okay, this is heterogeneous. Now next, what do we have? We close the structure here, and then we have another part, the end part, which is one or more structure variables. So we will have a variable here. Remember, do not confuse between the variables and the members. Members are the fields, okay, or the attributes, or more specifically you can say properties that describe the structure. So what does a structure represent? Your structure represent books. What are the fields? Okay, what are the fields your structure will contain? Title, author, subject. Okay, id. Then what is a variable? Variable is one particular structure. For example, for whom? Okay, which book am I talking about? Say I'm talking about a mathematics book. So in that case, that mathematics book will be my variable. Okay, that mathematics book will be my variable. Then for that particular mathematics book, I will have one particular title, I will have one author for that book, I will have the subject. Okay, then I will have one book ID also, but my variable is math or mathematics. Okay, so that is a variable. We will understand it more clearly. Let me show you in terms of one program. See here, let us directly get into this.
Will be the next. Mukesh, Rebu, and Prasanjit will be
See, this
explaining
is the
some of
memory
the details.
representation of a structure. Okay, here I have taken a
Okay, Mukesh,
student
explain.
structure. Okay, struct keyword followed by the tag name. The tag name, as I said, will be the name of your structure. Here, my tag name is student. What I am supposed to do is I am supposed to maintain the roll number, name, and total marks scored by all the students of your batch. Okay, roll number, name, and marks obtained by all the students in your batch. That is what I'm supposed to do. And x and y are my two structure variables. That means these will be my two students. Okay, these are the two students, x and y. For x, I will be storing this information, and for y, I will be storing this information. And the information, if you see, these are all heterogeneous information because roll number is integer type, name is character type, that means string, total marks is again of integer type. Okay, so I have mixed data type, type of data. Okay, and for how many
Okay, if Mukesh
for
is,
how many students am I
yeah,
storing
if
this
Mukesh is
information? For
catching
two
that properly,
students. That is
so
why I have
let's
taken only two
try Prasanjit
variables.
or
Okay,
Rebu, you catch on. Later on, Mukesh will tell you on his part.
now you see memory representation. So this is how you're actually see, this is like a template. Okay, this is the student template, and here we have this information: role, name, and total marks. Okay, so this is your structure. Now whenever you will be declaring the variables, once the variable is declared x,
You are audible, you are
a
audible.
separate space will be allocated to x. Okay, a separate space will be allocated to x.
Yes.
Just wait, huh? Okay, see, this is your student structure, these are the members you have, and then you will be maintaining this information for two students, x and y. So x and y are my variables. Now this is the structure. Inside this structure, student, what do you have? Role, name, and total marks. Okay, now this is like a template or a blueprint. Okay, so once you start declaring the variables, we have first variable is x. So once the variable is declared, automatically that much space will be assigned to x to store the values. Now how much space will be assigned? If you see, in for x, okay, this is for student x, or for student roll number, for student with roll number 3. Okay, say the name of the student, say that student is x. Okay, now for student x, okay, I am to store this information. Now how much storage is required? It depends on the total capacity. Okay, you have to count, you have to find out the total storage requirement from here. Okay, how much bytes, total bytes each of these data members will be occupying total. Okay, so for int roll number, so to store int roll number, you will be requiring a maximum of 4 bytes. So 4 bytes has been assigned for roll number. Then here, name. Okay, name is a string with 30 characters, and you know that character represents 1 byte. So if you are storing 30 characters, that means you will be requiring 30 bytes. So to store name, you have, okay, 30 bytes of data space will be allocated to x. And to store the total marks, again 4 bytes will be allocated to x. Now if you see, we have all this allocated to x. Okay, now you can easily store the information here. Okay, 4 bytes has been allocated for int sorry, roll number. 30 bytes has been allocated to store the name and total marks. Okay, 4 bytes has been allocated to store the total marks obtained by x. Now inside x you can store the information. Okay, so inside the x, now when you will be storing the information, say roll number is 3, the name of that particular student is Ritu, and marks obtained is 80. Okay, now again for y we will have a separate memory allocation like this. Okay, for y, so how much space is allocated? Total byte, you have to find out the total byte. So 4 plus 30 plus 4, which is 38. So 38 bytes, total of 38 bytes will be assigned for y again. Okay, and then you will be simply storing the values inside. So what do you find? So What is the size of a structure now? Okay, that might be asked. So what is the size of a structure? Size of a structure is the total number of bytes occupied by each of the members of the structure. Okay, so here in this case roll number is 4 bytes, okay, name is 30 bytes, and total marks is 4 bytes. So 30 plus 4 plus 4 gives us 38. So total of 38 bytes will be assigned, okay, to all the variables created for this particular structure. Okay, so suppose again you want to store information for the third student, say Z. Okay, so the variable you have taken is Z. So for this particular student, now you want to store the information. Again, 38 bytes of data will be assigned for this particular student Z, inside which you will be storing the information. Have you understood the memory representation, or is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
But no, understood or not?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Whoever said no, I did not understand clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Means you understood, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay. Now next is, how do we access this variable? Now it's okay, I have shown you the memory representation, but how are we going to give input? Okay, how are we going to access these variables using the structure? Because now, though I have shown you the memory representation, but in terms of codes, I have not written anything here. Have I written any scanf statements to read the values inside these variables? No. Or have I written any printf statements to display the values that you have stored inside this structure? No. So this is just the structure declaration, how what your structure is and how it would look like. Okay, what information, what records will it maintain? It is simply that. And here in the memory representation, I have simply showed you with the values, but ultimately to store these values you have to be able to access the variables, right? Initially, if you declare this, okay, it will look something like this. This will be blank. Now you are supposed to enter values inside. That means you are to read. Okay, you are to read
Yes, yes.
values to these data members for each of these particular structure variables. For x, for y, for z, you are to read the values here and you are to display those values. Okay, that part I have not written here. Okay, so this part simply means this. Only the structure will be declared. Okay, the memory will be allocated to the number of variables declared. That's it. But to read values, to store the values, then to access those values, or to manipulate those values, to work with those values, we have to write extra lines of code that I haven't shown here. So how are we going to do that? You see, first is one thing you have to remember is, regarding structure variable declaration, it can be done in two ways. One is immediately after you close the curly bracket, you can immediately mention the variables and end it with a semicolon. Or another thing you can do is you can simply end it here. Okay, then you can write separately. Okay, you can declare the variable separately, just as you declare any other ordinary variable inside main. You can declare it separately here. So if I do not declare my variables, the structure variables here, I might wish to declare it here. Then how am I going to do it? You have to use the struct keyword then. Okay, here because you are already using it with the structure, that is why simply declaring the variable is enough. But if you are writing it inside the main separately, okay, if you are declaring the variables inside main separately, then you have to mention the structure here. So the first you have to mention the struct keyword followed by the structure, okay, and then you will be mentioning the variables x, y, and z. So this is another way of declaring structure variables, okay, for a structure.
First of all, what I am to say.
Okay, you can also have array.
That I have given you.
Here I am talking about only 3 students, but in your class you have maybe more than 50 students or maybe 45 students, right? So of course I'm not going to use 45 variables. Yes or no? So if I'm to keep records of each of yours, right? Each of the 45 students in your class. How am I going to do that using 45 variables? Instead, what I will do, I will simply make use of an array.
Go to slide number 2.
Say the array is ARR and 50. So it clearly means, okay, this is also how we can declare structure variable. So this array 50
Okay,
means
stop here.
this array will
Stop
contain
there, stop there. Okay, for interview
information of
So,
50 students.
my questions
Okay,
come to all of you.
this array will contain information of 50. This I will show you in the
Actually,
next
when we
class.
go
Okay, you
for
don't have to
price
get
scheme,
confused because I have
because
already
you are giving me the answer of marketing strategy.
discussed
So
about the
when we go
difference
for,
between an
price
array and a
scheme,
structure. Now
let's answer me
if I
as per
happen to
this
use
question.
array
When we go for
inside
price
this
scheme,
structure, you
price
might
scheme
get
is not
confused.
present.
So let us keep arrays away from structure for the time
We are
being. That I
given
will
a
show
very
you
good strategy
diagrammatically.
that we
Okay,
combine scheme strategy,
if you are
slow
to store
scheme
information
strategy,
for
rapid
one student,
penetrate,
two student, okay,
that
then
we
you
have
can
given
use
the
simple
strategy for slow
variables.
penetration.
But
So
if
when we
you are
go
to
for price
store
scheming,
information of say more than 10 students, more than 20 students,
this is the
say a
basic
list
question.
of
It's to
students,
put that
then in
just
that
like for
case
scheming.
you
So
have to
when
make
we
use
go
of an
for
array. And
price
how are we
scheming, let's
going
answer
to make use of array
that
in
first.
structure, that I will show you in the next class. Okay, so let us have a simple explanation for today. Okay, so
Okay.
here I have
And
declared the
what
variables
actually
x, y,
is
z.
price
So
scheming?
suppose I am to store information for three students only, x, y, and z.
Yeah.
Okay, now for first what I will do is I will have
That
to
is
enter the
price. You
details.
say whatever language, layman language also you can use it. No need of using the technical language.
First, I will enter the details. Okay, it says for student one.
See, in the slide, whatever.
First, I am talking about student one. So I will enter details of only student one first. Okay, student one. So for student one, first I will be entering what? The roll number.
That means actually price screening means when you be setting high price before other competitors come into the market, that is known as price screening. Okay, now okay. Now my question comes to Mukesh. Mukesh, my question is, uh, you have given me about rapid scaling strategy. Can you give me the name of such a product which use rapid scaling strategy? What is the name of that product which is this rapid scaling strategy? Yeah. Put it in the slide. So can you give me the example of such type of product which is using rapid scaling strategy? Mm. Rapid scaling. Okay, at first you explain me what is rapid scaling. Then we'll go for that example. Rapid scaling क्या होता है? What is rapid scaling?
I'm still waiting for the PPT. You could have sent it to me. I would have tried.
See, if you put something in the slide, no. So you being a presenter, we are the observer, or we are the onlookers, so we will be the audience. So we think that whatever you put in the slide, you know everything about that. So whatever you put in the slide, no, always you be ready that whatever I put in the slide, I have pure knowledge about that. Prasenjit, no, you have already answered me the question. So my question is to Mukesh. Later on, if Mukesh is not able to answer, in the end you are going to. Then my same question passed for Rebu Sarkar. What do you mean by rapid skimming strategy? If you are facing the problem of rapid skimming strategy, give me one example then, Rebu. Example, give me one name of, yeah, BPL. वो कहाँ से मिला? Google से मिला? Hmm.
see.
Okay, BPL. How BPL mobile?
First, for
Oh,
student
let us
one,
assume
okay,
that
I will
BPL
maintaining
mobile.
records for student
So
one.
how
So
you
for
can say that
student
BPL
one,
mobile is using repeat
I will
scheme
be
strategy?
first reading the values for roll number, name,
Okay,
and
I accept
total
your
marks.
example. Okay,
Again,
you have given it
okay,
from your
for
own
student
income.
two, you will be doing
Now
the
you
same
explain
thing.
me how
So,
BPL mobile have actually repeat scheme strategy. How?
okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. One thing I forgot to tell. Okay, see, this is for student one. Okay, now for student one, which variable have I created? X. Okay, X is for my student one. So now, if you directly
Okay,
write
then you are facing
ampersand
problem
roll,
with the question. That repeat
compiler
scheme
will get
is not
confused,
valid.
okay,
That another question.
because I have already
What do you mean
created
the slow
variables x,
calibration
y, z.
strategy?
Right now, roll, name, total marks, these are simply members.
Yeah.
Now, for which particular student am I trying to input values for roll number,
From
for
the
roll?
name only you can
For
see
which
me the answer.
particular student am I trying to input values for name?
You
Or
will be
for which particular
you will be
student
going
am
for
I trying to
low
input the
proportion with
values
low
for
price.
total marks? So
Okay,
that
then
you
my
should
question
be
come to
clear.
flow now.
Okay, so that is why
Yeah,
what we
please
will
go.
do is we will
So
simply
I have a clear
mention the
idea that
student
you
for
have
whom
made
I
this
want to access the
whole slide by one of you on
data member so that
responsible
I
not
can give
student.
input to it.
I think only
Okay, so
percentage is
here
there about the
it will be
role
not
what you
simply ampersand roll, it will be
using the
ampersand x
so my
dot roll.
question
It
come
means
to go to
for
the next
student
slide
x,
please.
I want to input the
After
roll
this slide,
number.
what is there?
For student x, I want to input the name. And for student x, I want to input the
More interactive
total
what
marks.
is
Okay,
go to
so
the next
this is
slide.
another operator which we call the dot operator. Okay, so what is this dot operator? The dot operator is used to
Okay.
access the
So
data
my question
members,
comes here.
okay,
Go to the next slide.
using the structure variables. So whichever structure variable you are maintaining the record, okay, you have to make use of the dot operator to be able to
You
access those
all know that
members.
term called
Is
as
it clear? If you
Fisher
simply write
improvement.
roll,
So what
it will be
is
unclear
relations
because
with
here I
PLC?
am talking about three
Fisher
students x,
improvement
y, z. So for which
PLC
student
relation
are
क्या
you
relation? What is
trying
the
to
relation?
access roll, or for which student are you trying
How
to
it is
access
going to
name or
help the
total
program
marks?
to remain active
That
in
you
the
have to be
PLC
clear.
by improving the
So
Fisher's
that is
order
why we have to
program?
mention the structure variable, okay, along with the dot
लगता है
operator,
I am asking
then
the easiest
followed by the
question from
member.
all in this
If you write
to this point.
ampersand x dot roll, it means for student x, I want to enter the roll
What
number.
how fish you
Okay,
have given
have you
clearly that
understood this? The
point
dot operator, that this
Fisher
is very
improvement.
important.
So how Fisher improvement
Okay,
is going
now
to
just like for
contribute
student
the
1 you
program
have
to remain
entered the,
active in the
okay, you will be
PLC?
reading
How?
values. For student 2 also you will be writing the
Or what is
same
the contribution
statements.
of Fisher
Okay,
improvement of the
for
product? What is
student 2
PLC?
also you
Yeah,
are to write
contribution.
the same statements
Yeah, this
like
point.
this.
You're surprised.
Okay,
You're
this is so,
complete
this is so,
program.
you have to make the changes here. This is for student 2. Now for student 2, which is the variable which is representing student 2, it is y. So now you will make the necessary changes. So this will be y dot roll number, this will be y
No,
dot
that is
name,
not the
and this
right
will
way.
be
That
y
is not
dot
the right way. If you are presenting the
total
flow,
marks. Again,
everyone should have the fair knowledge about what you is there in the slide.
for student z also, that is the third student.
That answer
Okay,
is not acceptable. For example, you are in
so this
a
will be for
job
student
interview
3.
and you
So
pour
student
any
3 will be
prompts
z.
there for the job
Okay,
interview.
for z I
So
want
the
to know the name,
interviewer
I want to know the
asks
roll
you like
number,
that,
I
no,
want to
no,
know
you
the
have prepared that slide only, you
total
will answer
marks.
from that slide. Do
Okay,
you mean so like
so
that?
this is how you will be
So for example, you are
reading
presenting
values
in
into
front
the
of the head of the
three
department of
structure
management.
variables.
For example,
Now
you are
once you have
presenting for
inserted the
front of the
values, okay,
VP.
once you have inserted
You think
the
that he will
values,
say that
now
no,
you
no,
have to
see, you
display
have
those
prepared this
values.
slide only. I
Okay,
got question
so
from this slide.
displaying is also the same.
That is totally wrong
Okay,
actually, wrong concept. Topic I have given means each one of you should be aware about the topic. That's why you are giving in group. So group में ऐसा नहीं है ना ये part मेरा है तो मैं इस part पे ही सीख बनाऊँ. So Prasad you may answer. What is the contribution of Fisher improvement in PLC? This. So what I am just share from to yesterday on what I am taking the presentation. But what I am finding is for the sake of giving presentation only, you all are giving the presentation. So only today only means what I can say that Prasenjit had idea about the presentation. Yesterday only Abhishek Das at the group level, but that is not the way of presenting in a group. Otherwise, how someone is going to give you mark? That means only Prasenjit I should give them 10 out of something, or Abhishek Das. Rest of it should not get any mark.
So see,
If they will,
this
that
is
not going
just
to
like you have
we have to
entered
include lot in your
details for
presentation.
all
They
the
also
students above.
making the
We will be
slide is
displaying the
okay.
details also. Okay,
How
so
you have
details
put the
entered. So
slides.
these are some
But
extra lines that I have
directly
added so that you
understand
understand.
the
Okay,
slide. If you
so
say
details
directly,
entered are. So now we
no
will
one will
simply be
understand.
displaying the value. So
Because
displaying is also
exactly
same. You have to
presenting the slide
simply
means
output the
the
values that you have entered,
observer
and
or those
even while
audience, they are
displaying,
getting the
how
slide.
will
You
you
have to give
access the
something
data
extra
members
numbers. Okay.
using the structure variables. Now for
Okay.
student one,
Dipanjal,
okay,
any
x dot
questions
role,
to
x
your
dot name,
friends
x dot total marks. That means
as
it will
a
display
this
all the values
audience?
stored inside x for roll number, name, and total